Have you ever had something sit on your wish list for months? Something you were probably influenced to buy. You kept thinking about buying it, but for some reason you never pulled the trigger, and now looking back, you're kind of relieved you didn't? Same. Today I will be talking about all of the clothing items I wanted to buy but didn't, and how that has actually been a great thing that has helped me get a much clearer sense of my personal style. The first item I almost bought but didn't were the infamous Adidas Samba. And for me, this is a classic case of wanting something just because you see it everywhere. When these trainers first started trending, I remember thinking that they were just okay. I didn't find them ugly, but they were just not my style because I've never really been a fan of the high contrast of black and white, especially on shoes. But if you've been online over the last couple of years, you know that these trainers have been everywhere. Literally everywhere, online but also on the streets. And honestly, after seeing them so much, my brain kind of tricked me into thinking I liked them, even though I knew I didn't like them from the beginning. And there were a couple of times I came really close to buying them. I think the first time they were sold out in my size, and then the second time I did add them to cart, but I kept hesitating because I think somewhere deep down I knew that these were not for me, so I never pulled the trigger, and I'm really glad I didn't. Because now that the hype has died down, I can totally see that I was completely influenced to like this. So I think the takeaway here is that if something starts trending and your first instinct is meh, but suddenly you start liking it because you see it everywhere, maybe just wait it out, because if you didn't like it to begin with, chances are it's not for you. This next one might be a bit controversial because everyone online seems to love this, but this Sézane bag cardigan just wasn't for me. And I think this kind of falls into the same category as the Adidas Samba. This is one of those pieces that I just started liking because everyone else seemed to love it. Plus, I'm a sucker for natural fibers, and this cardigan is made from 100% merino wool, so that made it even more tempting. And here's the thing, to me, the batik cardigan feels like Sézane's take on those cropped ladylike jackets that were trending a few years ago. And one thing about me is that I'm not really into overly feminine or ladylike pieces. I say that while wearing this dress, but in general, I would say my style is pretty neutral, and this cardigan definitely leans a bit more feminine, at least in my opinion. That's why when I saw it, I just thought it wasn't for me. But of course, after seeing it all over social media, people raving about how great this piece was, how versatile it was, how well made it was, it definitely started growing on me. Plus, it is made from merino wool, so that just made it even more tempting. Still, for some reason, I never pulled the trigger. I had this cardigan sitting on my wish list in the navy blue color for ages, and I just never bought it. And now looking back, I'm kind of relieved, because if I would have caved in and bought it, I would probably worn it once, maybe twice, and then it would have sat unworn in my closet. And just to be clear, there is absolutely nothing wrong with this cardigan. If you like it and it fits your personal style, it's probably a great buy. Clearly, a lot of people love it, and it's made from a beautiful fabric, but I just realized I was convincing myself to like it because everyone else seemed to love it, and it was made from a beautiful fabric. So yeah, honestly, if you start liking something just because everyone else does, even if it's made from the best fabric out there, it's probably best to skip it. Next on this list is the Polène Cyme Bag. I think that's how you pronounce it, which is arguably one of the most popular bags on the internet over the last couple of years, especially in the camel color. I feel like everyone has this bag in the camel color. And don't get me wrong, it is a beautiful bag. I liked it since the first time I saw it. But unlike the Adidas Samba, where the hype made me want them, in this case, the hype kinda did the opposite. I was originally planning to buy this bag at the beginning of 2023, but I kept putting it off because I really didn't need a tote bag at the time. And by then, Polène had already blown up, so I started seeing this bag everywhere. And I don't know why that started to put me off a bit. Then 2024 came around and Polène had these major price increases out of nowhere, so this bag became more expensive. But what started to throw me off were the negative reviews. Especially on TikTok, I started seeing a lot of people complaining about the quality of Polène bags. And at first, I didn't want to believe it because I had a couple of Polène bags and the quality on those is honestly great. So at first, I just thought these were isolated incidents. But after a while, I started seeing more and more negative reviews, especially from creators I trust. And that's when I really started questioning the purchase. And on top of that, Polène increased their prices again at the beginning of 2025, and that just felt like the last straw. So yeah, honestly, between the price increases and the concerns of declining quality, I decided to skip this purchase because I just didn't feel confident spending that much money on a bag that might disappoint me. And as beautiful as this bag is, I think I made the right call. Last on this list is the Suede Jacket, and last year Suede Jackets were everywhere. Each brand had their own version and there were some seriously stunning pieces out there. I actually had one on my wish list from Massimo Dutti, which was beautiful. I even tried it in store and I almost bought it, but the price kind of put me off because it was really expensive. It was like 400 euros. And here's the thing about suede. It is beautiful, like you cannot deny that, but it's also incredibly impractical and hard to maintain. I've had suede accessories in the past and they're incredibly difficult to maintain. They stain pretty easily and sometimes if you try too hard to remove a stain, you can actually damage the suede. And I know myself, I know I would have stressed over every single imperfection and mark this jacket could get. So as much as I love the idea of a suede jacket, it's just too high maintenance for me. And who knows, someday maybe I'll find a great suede jacket secondhand, and in that case I wouldn't feel so guilty if it gets stained. But for now, I think I made the right choice. Because honestly, if you love something but it's just not practical for your lifestyle or you are not ready for the upkeep, maybe it's best to skip it. So those were all of the clothing items I wanted to buy but didn't, and honestly, I'm so glad. If there's anything you almost bought and now looking back you're glad you didn't, let me know in the comments down below because I would love to chat with you. And as always, thank you so much for watching and I'll see you very soon in my next one. Bye!